club next to like several military bases, and something I have noticed lately is all the military guys are coming in and they're spending all of their money, and they're just like, it's sad, like they're like kind of depressed, and they're like just coming in like, oh yeah, we're gonna have fun, like we're getting, what is it called, deployed, like we're getting deployed next week, or like this is happening. I don't know. I don't want to spread misinformation or anything, but it's just like a lot of them are really kind, and to see these like young guys that look like my pinky toe, like they look like fetuses coming in and then dancing with them and then being like bye, and then it's actually like making me emotional. Like it's fucked up.
It's going down, down, baby. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continually teach us this truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in this word of truth sincerity. All right, this is going to be a real quick video. Okay, I seen this video yesterday, but I stumbled upon it again this morning. And, I wanted to just do a little quick video on it because I'm seeing a lot of different reports. I'm seeing, oil, is up. They're saying crude oil and Brent crude oil is both over $100 a barrel right now. Okay, and it's going to get even more. Okay, there's a lot of talks of $200 a barrel. And then on top of that, Yemen, they just joined the war. And they said that they will close the strait. I forget what that strait's called, but they're saying if they close that strait, then we really gonna see, oil skyrocket. So it's going down, down, baby. And we know the Passover is this week. Okay, this Wednesday. So, hey, the Lord is doing his thing, man. And the spirit is on many different brothers to say that this could be our last Passover in Babylon. Okay, in captivity. Salakia. So, it's going down, man. I'm seeing reports that 50,000 soldiers is in the Middle East. And, they're supposed to be preparing for a ground invasion in Iran. And it's reports that Israel is like, we ain't gonna join the ground war. So it's crazy. It's ironic that, which this is Jeremiah 50. We've constantly been bringing it out. The least of the flock shall draw thee out. So they didn't drag Babylon into this war. And now it's like, well, y'all on your own on the ground invasion. We got our own battles to deal with because they are, battling Hezbollah and, battling now Yemen, Iranian proxies. But you see in this video, this stripper said there's soldiers coming in and they're all depressed and shit because they about to be deployed. See, these people in the military, for the most part, they're not patriotic, especially the Jakes, especially the women. They join and they make videos on why they join, to get an easy check and to, pretty much just have it easy. Okay, but now you really have to go to, you're really about to go to war. See, you didn't think that you were going to have to go to war. All right, but I want to grab this. Like I said, this is going to be a quick video. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse verse 30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. So we're seeing the military men, okay, they don't want to fight. Okay, and everybody can see now that this is the tiny tops doing. Okay, that's why you have people saying, I'm not gonna die for Israel. I got a neighbor, I call him BB. He said that I'm not gonna die for Israel. And I asked him a few weeks ago, this was like right before the war fully started. It was like a day before. I said, are you ready? He was like, ready for what? I said, to die for Israel. All right, because I'm in college town, so most of these students, man, hey, they gonna get sent over there to the war. You're young. You in shape for the most part. These students, they stay in shape, man. They go to the gym. You see them running and shit. So hey, you are needed. You are gonna be deemed as combat ready. You know what I mean? You see what's happening in Ukraine, man. They grabbing up people, throwing them in vans and driving them, dropping them off, throwing them on the front line. All right. The draft is coming, man. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab that. Like I said, not a long video. Okay, scriptures we already know. Let me grab that. No, it's in Joel. I think it's Joel 2:20. But let me just type it in here. Yep. This Joel chapter 2, verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things. So the Lord is going to remove the northern army, which this is talking about the American military. Okay, there's going to be a draft, man. Okay, and the land barren and desolate is over there in Saudi Arabia. Okay, there's a lot of desert over there. And Saudi Arabia is already in the war against Iran because they're allowing the U.S. to use their airspace, to launch attacks from their soil. So they're already in the war. And that's why Iran has destroyed all of the U.S. military bases, in the so-called Middle East region. Okay? And now you got those so-called Arab, leaders, meeting up, talking about how they gonna join the war, and they're already in the war. Okay? So, that's where this third war, because Russia's gonna get involved, China's gonna get involved, which they're already involved intelligence-wise, okay, in helping Iran, but it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna directly get involved militarily. Okay? And this war is going to be fought all in that region. Okay? The Persian Gulf is on fire. There all of that whole region over there, it's going to be a war zone. Okay? It's going to intensify. Okay? That's why I say with his face toward the east sea and his hinder part towards the utmost sea, between the Euphrates River and the Red Sea. So all that region over there. Okay? It says, and his stink shall come up, because there's going to be a lot of dead bodies. Okay? There's going to be a lot of dead bodies, man. All right? You soldiers that go and fight in this war, you ain't coming back. For two reasons. Because you're going to die over there. Okay? And if you make it to the return of the Lord during this war, you gonna die over there. And this whole land, America, aka Babylon the Great, is all gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. So there's not gonna be a land to come back to. Okay? So it's going down, baby. We in beautiful times to be in this truth, man. All right? And Lord willing, there's going to be a lot of judgment this week. Gas prices breaking records this week, Lord willing. Okay, hey, we in a beautiful time, man, for those that's serving Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. For everybody else, this is the worst time. This is the worst time for you. All right? This is going to be a terrible, terrible time. It'll be best for you to just go to the spirit world. Because a lot of you going to wish you were dead, man, how bad it's going to get. All right? And Isaiah 4:1, we're right here in it. We're in the beginning stages of it. All right? Because it's going to continue to get bad. The economy is going to get bad. Okay? This Babylon is over. There is no healing for this place, man. Okay, you cannot resuscitate. I think that's the word, resuscitate. You cannot perform CPR on this. Yeah, it is called CPR. You cannot. This place, it's over, man. It's over. All right, you had a run. Okay, the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. He gave you devils a time to rule. Now he's pulling your power back. Now he's getting ready to fully knock you off the throne, man. And there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. All you can do is just play out the will of the Lord. Okay? The Lord is forcing this to happen, man. And I was rereading the account in the Book of Kings with King Jehoshaphat, which was a Southern Kingdom king, and the king of Israel. Okay, how the king of Israel wanted to go to war with Syria, and you had the prophet tell him, like, he saw the council in the heavens, where you had one of the angels say, I will be a lion spirit in the mouth of all his prophets, because the Most High wanted him to go up and die in that battle. And, it played out to where the Lord had the prophet tell him the truth. Like, yeah, the Lord, you're going to die in this war. You're not going to come back. The Lord told him, but he went anyway. And I was just thinking, like, it's the same thing today. The prophets is telling Esau, blowing the trumpet and letting Esau know, because they watch us, everything that's going to happen, and they're doing it. Trump said before this war started, like a month before it started, he said, they've been saying for years World War III was starting in the Middle East. I stopped it. Now look at you. So no one can resist the will of the Lord, man. Even though the Lord will tell you what's going to happen, the Most High is so bad, man. He will tell you what's going to happen and still make you do it. But like I said, man, I just want to do this quick video. It's going down, man. All right, we almost out this bitch. Stay strong, Akim. With that, I'm going to say shalom.